Good morning. La, na, 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 na. Good morning. Good morning, my loves. Welcome. Welcome. My Regina. My husband's laughing at me this morning. You're so early? You're so cute. You're so cute. You're so early. You're so cute. Good morning. Hello, Christopher. Good morning, Miyagi. Beauty. Hello. Hello, hello. Attaboy. Good morning. Hello, hello. Welcome. Thank you, Miyagi. So kind. So sweet. Look at us. Look at us starting the day with smiles, happiness. Oh, is it Friday? Oh, it's Friday. Tomorrow's Saturday. Hello, Regina. Thank you. Happy Friday. Carla, hi. It's ATX Boy, like from Austin, Texas. Ah, Texas boy, a Texas boy. Oh, Miyagi. Thank you, Carla. Thank you. Oh, this goodness this morning. I love it. Happy Friday. I love it. Good morning. It's a Texas boy. I love it. I'll take that. Close enough. Close enough. Good morning. Good morning, Miyagi. Cheer you up? Yes, Carla. You guys. You guys. You're just my ray of sunshine. Regina, you're mine. You are so mine. Okay, let's see what Maxim's gonna say. Da-na-na-na.
Yo, hello.
Hey, what did you want to say?
I want to ask who doesn't it matter to the body count?
The people. Now, notice the words I use. I don't say all. I say the people who practice logic and stick to facts.
So you think the people that practice logic would want to marry a public toilet?
No, 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 no. Pow pow. Do, 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 do. So this morning I was singing to my husband. I was singing oont, 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 oont. Bye-bye. And that's what we do with losers. Notice I didn't have to say anything. I chose a behavior, and the behavior was making him non-existent. This is what you do at the first sign of their dysfunction. You don't need to say anything. You don't need to address anything. You don't need to explain anything. You don't need to ask for respect. They're not giving it to you. Asking for something they're unwilling to provide is a waste of time. All you do is choose the appropriate behavior. What is the appropriate behavior when somebody disrespects you? Removal. Because disrespectful people will continue to abuse you if you don't remove them. So how do you stop the cycle of abuse in your life? You get rid of abusive people at the first sign of their abusive tendencies. It does matter to losers. You have to be controlling, insecure, stuck in the past, PP obsessed, to think body count matters. Of course, Christopher. I'm a leader, Christopher. I teach you what to do, and I show you what to do. I'll sometimes let them stay and play a little bit just to give you some more lessons because I'll use them as tools. But for you, you need to instantly block and delete them at the first sign of their abusive tendencies, at the first sign of their dysfunction, at the first sign of their disrespect. Baby Tech, hi. JC says, what's your body count? Because JC sees a woman and wants to think about dudes. This is what we call a ran through guy. because he doesn't care to learn about me, but he wants me to tell him about boys so he can think about boys instead of the woman in front of him. We call this PP obsessed. We call this ran through. Diane, good morning. Goodbye.
Hello.
Hi, what did you want to say?
So when you say like body count doesn't matter, do you also think that like height doesn't matter?
So I am a life coach. I teach people to pick the right person for a long-term
Right.
relationship, right? So
Uh-huh.
when you say body count, that's past tense because that's not people I'm currently having sex with, correct?
Right.
Height, is that a present tense
That is
criteria?
very true. Okay, so what if your partner voted for Trump? That's past tense.
What about it? He has a right to his own opinions. He has a right to be an individual.
Gotcha. What if they were convicted of touching kids?
Oh,
That's past
so
tense.
you think that touching children, a criminal activity like that, is comparable to consensual sexual activity? Like in your mind, they're the same thing. You can compare them?
Well, no, we're talking
No.
about within the context of
Well,
things that happened
let me
within the
ask you
past. Me
this.
personally, I believe if you touch
So,
children, you
no,
should
no, no,
go feet
no.
first in a wood chipper.
Listen, hey, I gotcha, right? Let me ask you this. What would you rather eat? This iPhone or an apple?
Muted me. Could you ask your mods not to mute me, please?
No. What would you rather eat? This telephone or an apple? What would you rather put in your mouth, chew, and swallow?
Probably the phone.
You want to chew and swallow the phone? That shows me how logical you are, and you think I'm going to have a conversation with you?
Hmm.
You
I
think you
mean,
think I would waste my
do you
time
think people are
on
not entitled to
somebody? Wait a
preferences?
second. No, no, no. I'm asking you a question. Do you think I would waste
Mhm.
my time on somebody who has the logic of wanting to chew this and swallow it? You think that's the kind of person I should talk to?
Oh, yeah. I mean, isn't that a preference of yours? You're having
I
the
prefer
preference
to
of who
talk to
you choose to
intelligent
talk
people.
to?
Right. That's why I'm removing you.
Exactly.
Exactly. I prefer intelligent people. So conversation over. I can't debate. I can't have a debate with somebody who lacks logic at that level. That's impossible. Okay. Shush. There's no one there. Ouch. There's no one there. There's no one there. Hey, audience. Do you think you can have an intelligent debate with somebody who said he would prefer to put this in his mouth, chew it, and swallow it over an apple? Do you think that would have been an intelligent debate? Yes or no? No, Regina says no, absolutely not. Miyagi, no, Jesse, not possible. Carla, right? Absolutely not, Beauty. So I hope he's not complaining about me deciding to not continue this conversation that obviously wasn't going to be logical in any way, shape, or form. Being obtuse on purpose sounded like a creep, didn't he? Yeah, I know, right? Zero logic, none. Who would choose to chew this and swallow over an actual item of food? Wanted to see if he was lying. Right? These guys, these dudes think they're so intelligent, yet they lack common sense. Would you rather eat an apple or an iPhone? I'll eat the iPhone. There's no intelligence or common sense. Hi, S. I love your stuff, Tara. Good morning. Logic not found, Miyagi. Logic not found. End the conversation, because obviously there wasn't going to be any logic. So can't have an intelligent conversation with somebody who thinks they're going to eat a phone, swallow the phone. If mental illness had a body, right? These guys who come here with this complete lack of logic, but all they bring is ego, dysfunction, indoctrination, no brains whatsoever, puppets for podcast bros. How useful, because you know puppets don't have a brain. So useful. Guinevere, why does she have such a problem? Good morning, my loves. Do I have something on the schedule today? You're lacking logic, Marco? You're lacking logic? Because I don't know. That's what I'm picking up here. Because logical people don't position themselves in places where they're not happy and then complain about where they are, even though they put themselves there. That's not logical. So look at this. Every single person who says body count matters makes up lies and believes their own lies. Are you seeing that, ladies? Are you seeing the liars in the comment section? Are you seeing the guys who make up stories in their heads and believe their own stories because they're delusional and mentally ill? Are you seeing it right there in front of your eyes? 2 bingo spots already. Yes, get your BOP bingo card in the link in my bio. These BOPs are coming in. These BOPs, boring, oppressive, PP obsessed guys, bringing me some more watchers. Thank you for the free labor. Eh? I love it. Amazing. Never been asked my body count by a man. I know, because men don't care. Because when men, high value men, when men think about who you were with before them, they go, doesn't matter, I'm better. I'm a better lover, better listener, better communicator, harder working, more responsible. I'm the better fit. I don't care who she had before me. I'm better. These low value boys go, I need to know how many boys she had before me, because when I think about them, I'm below them. I'm low value. So if she's only been with 2 before me, at least I'm only below 2. At least I'm only worse than 2. That's few comparison points. Maybe she'll miss how much I suck compared to the other ones, right? Those little boys that are afraid of other males. I need to know how many males to be afraid of in your past, right? I need to know how many males for me to fear. That's why I asked what your body count is, because I'm scared. But confident men aren't scared. Confident men aren't scared at all. They go, I'll show you I'm a man. I'll show you I'm everything you're looking for. I'm not afraid of competition. When I run a race, I win. That's a man. These little schmoes here so scared of competition. Oh no. What do you mean a no kissing for 3 months dating role and body count doesn't matter? I'm supposed to control the competition before I met you, reduce you to no competition. And then when I meet you, I'm supposed to tell you, you kiss me right away. Because I don't run the race against the other boys to show you I'm the best. I want a participation trophy. I want you to give me exclusivity even though you haven't figured out who I am yet. Because you're supposed to suffer my dysfunction. You're supposed to suffer what I'm missing. You're supposed to just take me on, not eliminate me for not having what you need. Right? Says the loser, ladies. If he's opposed to using a no kissing for 3 months dating rule, block and delete. If he says body count matters, block and delete. Because these losers are opposed to you saying, let the best man win. When you say let the best man win, you don't pick a loser. Who gets mad when you don't pick losers? Losers. Who gets mad when you don't pick a loser? This guy's a key. Check out the size, ladies. Look at this, ladies. These lock and key boys are letting you know you're barely going to feel a thing. Look how tiny he is. Look how tiny his little key is. Look at this. He's no bigger. He's no bigger than this. No bigger than this cup of water. We're not going to feel you because you're so small. Is that what you mean? Is that what you mean? You know what this guy is saying to you? Let me hop on you, ladies. Don't worry about it. You won't feel a thing. That's what this guy is saying with the cup of water lock and key crap. You ain't gonna feel a thing, ladies, because they're so tiny. They're telling you right to your face how inadequate they are. Right to your face. Ladies, they tell you they're worth less than zero. Look at these losers. Watch this. Hey, boys, hands up in the comment section if you think the more males a female has been with, the more she loses value. Put your hand up in the comment section if you believe that. Come on, boys, let's see. Who believes the more males a female has been with, the more she loses value? Come on, boys. Stand up. Stand up. Here we go. We got Brad. Yeah. Let's go. Me, Melbian. Yes, let's go. Let's go. I do. Chad. Here we go. Adam. Yeah, fact. Jose, that's a fact. That's a fact. Now, look at this, ladies. Every single one of these boys just told you. Here's G letting you know. He's a -1, ladies. He's not even a 0. Every single one of those boys told you they're not even a 0 out of 10. They're worth less. They're blown up, used up, what, like your doll? Because, you know, people said no. So you tried the doll, did ya? You tried the doll because, you know, people said no? Is that what you mean by blown up, used up? Is that the doll in your basement? So check this out, ladies. Look at these guys. Look at the guys who told you they're not even a 0 out of 10. Check it out. See this, guys? They said the more males a female has been with, the more she loses value. They're saying my belief is males have a less than 0 value. And these are males, right? What's 1 plus 0? If I was a 1 out of 10, if I was a lowly 1 out of 10, a lowly 1 out of 10, and I was with a 0, what's 1 plus 0? Still 1. Because you're worth less than 0. See? 1 with a -1 has lost value. Ladies, these boys will tell you to your face how worthless they are. They'll tell you to your face how tiny they are. They'll tell you to your face they're garbage without a woman because you find a key, you don't know what lock it fits in. You try all the locks around your house, it didn't fit any locks. What'd you do with that key? Ladies, what'd you do with the key? You threw it in the garbage. So these little boys are very desperate to tell you that they're garbage. You want a new key? You want to make a copy? That's $2. $2, ladies. These little boys are so low value, you replace them with $2. That's all it takes. They're garbage without a woman. They're low value. They're worth less than 0. And they tell you straight to your face. Are you listening? Are you listening to what they're telling you? Are you believing them, ladies? Are you believing them? Because when people show you who they are you going to believe it now? Or are you going to pick the loser and suffer again what he's missing? Tell me in the comment section. What's happening in your head, ladies? Are you watching these guys and believing when they tell you they're losers? Never again, beauty, that's right. Never again. They're so desperate for your attention, eh? Why do they come here every day trying to convince you to not listen to me? Because they're desperate for you to pick a loser. Why are they so desperate for you to pick a loser? Because they don't take accountability for themselves. No accountability for their own thoughts, their own emotions, their own behaviors, but you're supposed to pick them anyways. You're supposed to mommy them. In the link in my bio are all the buttons you want to get your paperbacks from Amazon, ebook bundle deals, audiobooks. I've got a free book for you as well. The free book in the link in my bio is Fake Love Need Not Apply, How to Identify and Remove Posers, Losers, Scammers, and Predators. So you can get the free book if you want. I also have a single starter kit and have a couple starter kit. Dude, Do you think you're meaningful in any way, shape, or form? Hmm? Do you see how pathetic they are with their lies and storytelling? Do you see how pathetic they are in their attempt to get you to pick a loser instead of a winner? Do you see how pathetic they are in their attempt to gaslight and manipulate you and convince you that a loser like him controlled you before he even met you? These boys are truly sad, but aren't they great lessons, Regina? Aren't they great lessons? These boys are sad, these boys are pathetic, but these boys would want you to pick them, right? Because they don't care about your mental health. They don't care about your emotional well-being. They care to control you and get what they want from you, but they don't care about you. Watch this guy disappear because we don't need him. Watch this. Block, delete, cleanse, remove. We don't need males to be educated. We don't need males to make money. We don't need males to buy homes. And we can mix concrete and we can drive big machinery, because if a boy can do it, so can a girl who's the same size, right? So trying to convince us that we wouldn't be able to accomplish anything without males, it doesn't.
Hello?
Because
sorry.
you're too smart to believe that.
How are you?
Good. What did you want to say?
Okay, so I had a question for you. So I agree with the general premise that body count doesn't matter in the sense of like a woman or man's value. Do you think it is valid, however, obviously it's case by case, but do you think it's valid to be hesitant to date someone because of their body count? So like with me, I don't think someone's past is inherently like, if I had met what to me is the perfect woman, it's like, oh, they slept with another man. Whatever, dude. But like, that only goes to an extent for me. I think that does definitely stem from insecurity. But do you think that is wrong to feel that way?
Do you think your insecurities should be a woman's problem to deal with?
As dumb as it sounds, to an extent, yes. In the same way that her insecurities should be part of mine. I think when you go into a relationship, you accept the burden of dealing with another person's problems as well as your own, because this is how you help each other.
Agree. So you want women to take you on even though you're not taking on your own thoughts, emotions, and behaviors?
I think I try as best as I can, but I know it's something that's like very deep-seated. And I think that if a woman isn't willing to handle that, I think that's completely valid.
Yeah.
But I do think that when you go into a relationship, you completely accept the...
I don't think a woman should get in a relationship with a guy who's insecure and then suffer his false accusations. I don't think she should do that.
Right, and again, I think if they can make it work, with me right now, I'm in a relationship, and I won't lie, it's helped me a lot. I used to be really bad about, like, despite me having had sex in the past, for example, Schmax, I don't know if I can say that on live. Even though I was with, the moment I was with someone who had it as well before me, it made me, like, hell insecure. And it's not as bad for me now, but the issue still is there, I'd say.
Yeah, but the issue is your issue, not her issue.
Well, I do think, like I said, I think my issues are hers and her issues are mine as well.
No. See, that's incorrect. And I don't teach women to pick males who are insisting that she bear his issues that he's not taking responsibility for. I teach women to take responsibility for their own thoughts, emotions, and behaviors. I teach women to take responsibility for their own insecurities. First of all, by making sure they pick the right person. If my insecurities are not based on your actual behaviors, it means they're based on my imagination. That's my problem, not this person who's not doing anything wrong. So I teach women to not treat somebody like they're doing something wrong when in fact they're not. because that is unfair and toxic and dysfunctional. So I teach women to shut their mouths when they feel insecure and go do some journaling and go do some meditation and go remind themselves of who they picked. They didn't pick one of these. They picked somebody who is loyal, is trustworthy, is not showing any behaviors to trigger the insecurity. It's all in her head. But here's you coming along saying, I'm going to go in my head, trigger myself, and tell her to bear the burden of my thoughts and emotions? No. That's for you, not her to bear.
Well, I think that'd be valid. I'm not saying it's entirely on her. I would say a majority of it is on me.
None of it
But
is on
I'm
her.
saying I don't.
Not a single bit of it is on her. If you took the time, if you followed my dating methodology and you did observation before selection and you picked the person who clearly showed you that they're honest and loyal, not an ounce of your dysfunction should end up on her shoulders.
How would you say I should? Obviously, you're not my therapist, so you know, and there's not a one-size-fits-all solution. But how would you recommend someone goes
There
about
is a
fixing that in
one
the
size
first place?
fits all. Take responsibility for yourself. First of all, take responsibility for your selection. If you're feeling insecure, your number one question is, who did I choose? If all the evidence is I chose somebody who's honest and loyal, then none of this is her responsibility because she hasn't done anything to trigger you. You triggered you.
Well, my insecurity
No.
isn't, oh, she's gonna cheat on me or
I'm
anything.
talking. So if your
Well, I
insecurity
would,
is invalid because the person you chose is honest and loyal, you shut your mouth and you go, how am I going to deal with my problem instead of how am I going to get her to help me deal with my problem? None of it is her responsibility. So how are you going to deal with your problem? You're going to fix your shit. You're going to do some meditation, shrink the part of your brain that produces stress, fear, and anxiety because it's your brain and your emotions. So you're going to sit down and meditate. You're going to shut your mouth when you have insecure moments. And you're going to go, wait a second, that's not her problem, that's mine. What do I need to do? You did the homework that Chantel assigned you. You wrote a cheat sheet to remind yourself of the amnesia you're having when you're feeling insecure. Because remember, you picked the right person, didn't you? So you're having amnesia about her character. So go into your cheat sheet and go read all the things you wrote when you were sane about how much she loves you and how much she shows her love and loyalty and devotion to you. Go read that and remind yourself, go do some meditation and calm your emotions. And you can go to her after all of that and say, hey, I had an insecure moment, but I dealt with it and I feel better now. That's a functional thing to do. But dysfunction is I'm feeling insecure and I got to go yap at you so you can see something to reassure me. That is you not taking responsibility for your own thoughts, emotions, and behaviors.
well, I think my insecurity isn't stemmed off like, oh, she's gonna cheat on me, or like, oh, yada yada yada. It's literally just I don't feel like sometimes I am enough compared to people who've
And
been
that's
in the past, and I don't.
I feel is your head. So fix your own head.
If it was as easy as like, oh, just fix it and then it's fine, and there wouldn't be an
If
issue
it
in the
was
first
as
place. Would you not
easy
agree?
as me just shutting my mouth and taking responsibility for myself, if it was as easy as me going and doing meditation instead of making it her problem, if it was as easy as me writing out everything I forget when I'm feeling insecure and then reading that when I'm feeling insecure, you mean if it was as easy as what I just said? Yeah, it is that easy, but you're denying how easy it is because you don't want to take accountability because at every turn, when I stop talking, you make an excuse for why it's her problem and not yours to deal with. 100% yours and 0% hers.
I don't feel like it's making excuses to. I think I have been accountable, acknowledging it is not her responsibility. It is my fault. I think it's as responsible as I possibly could be without having changed it beforehand.
Do you have any other questions for me?
Or what you said? No, I don't know if I cut out or something because my internet is bad. I'm on a walk right now, but yeah, I don't think it's gonna go any further than that. Then I appreciate your advice. I hope you have a good day.
Okay, you too. Regina and Christopher coming on in. Hi, Regina.
Hi, Chantel.
Yeah.
Hey there.
Good morning.
Morning, Christopher. Hello.
Good morning.
Sorry, I have a raspy voice. I just woke up a little while ago.
Okay.
um, I kind of feel bad for Noah if I'm
Is that
She cut out, I
connecting
think.
all the way with him. I think he's really trying. I think he knows he has insecurities, and I think he's aware that he's putting them on his partner and maybe trying to figure out how not to do that in so many ways.
he's
You
not? He's
know?
not. Regina. He's
Am I giving
not trying
excuses?
to figure it out hard enough because his
Uh,
language was lacking accountability and his language was putting a burden on her. And he wanted to keep that line after a couple times of me saying it's not her responsibility. Yeah, but when you're in a relationship, no, it's always your responsibility. He kept deflecting from his responsibility because he doesn't want to take full responsibility for himself.
Amen.
this is my downfall. This is what I always do. I always try to make excuses for their kind of bad behavior, and I kind of take it on myself, and I'm like, oh well, he's trying, and I always do this. Oh man.
I
Why?
mean, Regina, I think it's
Ah,
true. He was trying, and I
right?
think that people like you and I sometimes use our own empathy against ourselves. And
Oh,
that's
so
I mean,
well
that's what
put.
Chantel's talking about. It's like
Oh,
that's really not accountable. We keep on dissociating and trying to make other people's history or our feelings about what we think other people, including strangers, might think about us and them and their past and who knows what about who did what to whom with whom. And it's all just horseshit. It's not
Chris,
being
you're so
present.
right. Oh my God.
It's just not being present. And
Uh,
it's like, oh, dude,
Wait,
you're so close. He's so close. He'll get there.
uh, I did. I felt like he was getting there. Maybe that's what it was.
He'll
I
get there.
felt like he was so
Well,
close, but not quite there yet. You know.
well, he'll get there, or he'll
But then
lose
again, why am
another
I making it my
relationship.
problem that he's not there?
Right.
You
Well,
know, I make it my problem that they're not there yet.
well, as long as we don't, yeah, I learned that lesson eventually by losing, losing a relationship that was, one of the loves of my life. I was like, being secure and enjoy the prize of that, you know.
There's no prize, right?
I'm hearing
Exactly.
both of you
God.
talking.
Sorry.
I'm hearing both of you talking, and you are both saying something that is a big lesson that I'm teaching, which is it's not your job to figure it out. It's not your job to help them. Your job is your mental health, your emotional well being, your physical health, your goals, your ambitions, your work ethic, and your financial responsibility. Those are your job. Ensuring you have the right people in your inner circle so that your mental health is not negatively affected is your job. You are your job. Why he's thinking that way? Not your job. Why he does that? Not your job. The level of
Ugh.
responsibility he's taking or not taking for himself, not your job. When you see people who don't take responsibility for themselves, I want you to ask yourself, am I taking responsibility for my thoughts, emotions, and behaviors? Yes. Then that person needs to be removed from my vicinity because they are not taking responsibility for themselves. And the more I watch them, the more it drags me down. The more they come to me for solutions they don't exercise because they don't take responsibility. By the way, do you think that guy's going to start meditating? Do you think he's going to go write his cheat sheet? Do you think he's going to shut his yapper when he's feeling insecure? So the more they come for solutions but don't exercise them, removal.
I know you can't see me, but I'm shaking my head in agreement with you like right now. Like I'm just like shaking my head like, yep, she's right. She's right. And I keep doing this to myself and make excuses for them. And yeah, oh my goodness. Okay. Yeah.
Just
Yeah.
stop. Ground yourself in reality. They came for advice. I gave them good advice. They didn't exercise it. They came back and complained about the same thing a second time. Conversation over. Don't talk to me about this topic again until after you started doing the things I told you to do last time. Because you coming to me with the same problem bores me.
That's
No,
perfect.
you're right. You draw a hard line, and I have a hard time doing that with people sometimes, and I
But
really can
here's
appreciate that about you.
Yes, and this is why I'm here doing what I'm doing, saying what I'm saying, the way I say it. Do you notice how I use few words, Regina?
Yes,
It makes it easy for you to remember, right?
it sure does.
So you can take what I say and just use the words despite how you feel.
I need to start putting your words into practice in my daily life. I really do, because you're so right.
Yeah. So the first few times you use these words, your body is going to be in flames with anxiety. Your stomach is going to be hard as a rock. Your heart is going to be pounding out of your chest. Your palms are going to be sweaty. Your mouth is going to be so dry, your words will be clicking in your mouth. But you say the words despite the physical sensations. And when you say the words again, and you say the words again, and you say the words again, it gets easier every single time because those physical sensations are fear of the outcome. But when you say the words and then the outcome isn't what you feared, it's better than you feared, that's what makes it easier to use the words again because you're like, damn, I know what's going to happen. It's better.
And it's
Oh, you're so
amazing
right. I
how.
just like jump in. Sorry, Chris. I'm sorry.
Oh no, you're great. It's amazing how you're right. It's so freeing when you stop. You realize also when you're clear about your words that you're no longer trying to control other people. And that's such a powerful thing. It's like, wait a minute, you're free to walk your own path. I'm free to walk my own path. We can walk together or we can walk away.
Yeah. Yes.
That's a beautiful
It's
thing.
true. Yeah.
My husband and I, for 20 years, have had this relationship, peer. Both of us individuals being ourselves, walking side by side, accepting even our differences.
Yeah.
And it's okay to help each other, but just don't make excuses for each other, I guess, you know?
Yes, I have helped
Yeah.
my husband. My husband has helped me, but neither of us are being dysfunctional with each other. This guy who says, I want you to help me with my insecurity, says, help me with my dysfunction that I'm not taking responsibility for. The answer should always be no.
Like how are you helping yourself first, I guess, you know?
Exactly. Don't come to me with your insecurity
Yeah.
when you're not meditating. You're not writing a cheat sheet to remind yourself of who I actually am. All you're doing is making false accusations because you're in your head and imagination, not addressing yourself, and instead trying to make it my responsibility to make you feel better over what you created in your head.
The way you put things in perspective is so clear sometimes. Oh my God. It's wild.
I'm really good at this. You know,
Yeah, you are.
I'm custom made.
I don't think
It's
I have that one. I have so many of your books too. I don't think I have that one. Custom made.
Right? So this custom made is my career coaching. So this is kind of like two parts, and it's a workbook. You do two writing exercises at the end of every chapter. So the first part is to identify your purpose, passion, and talent if you're not sure what it is. And then the second part is monetizing it into either a side hustle or your full-on career by really helping you understand how to get it in front of people's faces so that they're like, oh, I need this particular talent and you seem to have this talent. Let me pay you to do this for me.
Oh, no kid. I have so many of your books. I must have not seen that one. Okay. Love it.
Did you see my latest one, the Glow Up Journal?
No, I have not seen that one either. Oh my God. It's time to restock, I guess.
Okay. So this is my latest release. This is a 60-day journey to increase self-esteem.
Something
Increase
I
your
desperately need.
courage. So this is actually really going to help you if you're a people pleaser and if you have trouble standing up for yourself and saying those hard things. Because I'm going to take you on a 60-day journey where every day you say and do things. So you do some doing, you do some writing. So there's exercises for you to do. And over the course of 60 days, we are hacking your body, your brain, and your biology. So we're changing you fundamentally. So at an expedited level, we're going to increase your self-esteem by having you do specific exercises that will change you.
And it really is a journey. I think a lot of people expect overnight results, and it's not that way. It takes time and effort, and it's self-awareness. It really does.
But it's faster.
So I really do appreciate you. I hope you know that.
It's faster than you think it is when you use science.
Yeah, facts, right? What a concept. Sorry.
Can you guys hear me?
Bless you.
Bless you.
Sorry.
Bless
Can you guys hear me?
Yes.
Yes.
Hi, Diane.
Okay, because I just came in real quick. I'm in the garage, but I wanted to say, so for Regina or anybody else who people pleases, right, who has a hard time setting and maintaining boundaries, I think it's important. First of all, some of that stuff can come from childhood, right? So there are things you can unpack, but also look at what it is that you believe or think about yourself. Not even just the other person, but about yourself if you weren't to help them the way they're projecting they need the help, right? Like I used to have a hard time confronting people when I felt disrespected or somebody did something that I didn't appreciate or didn't like. I would withdraw from the person instead of addressing it and I realized it was because I was afraid I would lose them. And so there's the idea that if you're not being yourself, like you should be able to be yourself. And if you lose them because you're being yourself, then you know, then they're not there for you. But the other piece is that if you're afraid, like I had to get to the place where me expressing my truth was more important than losing the person who couldn't receive that truth. Does that make sense?
That makes complete sense. And I do tend to do that. I will withdraw what I want to say and do because I don't want to, I guess, rock the boat in a relationship. I'd rather just keep the peace than be my true authentic self. Sometimes I definitely notice that for sure in myself. Absolutely.
And that's the problem. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, Chantel, you already know this. You do the good work that is getting people to come home to themselves, and they get to find who they belong with rather than trying to fit in, rather than altering themselves, and people conflate those two things. Like, you go where you want to and belong. You don't need to fit in,
Well said, Chris.
And I think it's beautiful that she's here doing this and fighting the good fight, because she's basically fighting brainwashing. It's like when you're talking to these guys that fight with you, it's like you're not even talking to them. They've got this dissociative self-talk going on in their head, going, but this is the value, and it's like it's bullshit. They're not saying anything that's real. It's programming. It's just bad programming. And it's about time we defrag all these freaking hard drives and get this bad programming out of people's heads.
So true. I start with myself too.
Chantel, you're muted.
So this guy said this programming is essentially brainwashing. Exactly. We are brainwashing. We are undoing the patriarchal brainwashing. We are introducing matriarchal conditioning, aka brainwashing. So we're letting go of the old brainwashing. Let a stranger kiss you. That's how you get into a long-term relationship. Fighting is normal. Arguing is healthy. Relationships are hard. No, we're undoing that. I don't let a stranger kiss me. I see who you are first. I get rid of the losers. I don't let them kiss me. Fighting is normal. Arguing is healthy. Hell no. At the first sign of chaos, you're done. I don't argue with anybody, because if I don't accept you, I don't pick you. If I need to change you for you to be the right fit, it's a no. So there will be no fighting, which is chaos. There will be no arguing, which is a lack of acceptance. So you losers who want women to get into relationships with you, who don't care about all the fighting and all the arguing because you still get convenient access to a body, you're going to not get it anymore. Because we're not fighting or arguing anymore, we're leaving you at the first sign of your chaos, at the first sign of your dysfunction, at the first sign that you're not what we want. You're finished. It's over.
You know, Chantel, I was having a really bad week, and every time I listen to you, you kind of make me feel better and put things back in perspective. I hope you know that. That's all.
Yay. Good, my love. I'm happy to do that for you.
I appreciate you. I do.
I appreciate you too.
All right, I gotta jump off and get ready to start my day, but I hope you enjoy the rest of yours, and thank you as always.
You too, my love. We'll see you soon.
Bye.
Same topic going on for months. Yeah, since August 2024, I've had this prompt above my head, inviting anybody in opposition to bring either a fact or a science. A fact would be like this. Would you agree this is a key? A fact is something outside of us we can readily agree to upon sight. A science needs to be introduced with 4 pieces of information to ensure that you are not lying, fear-mongering, or spreading disinformation. So anybody wanting to bring a science has to bring 4 pieces of information to show us where they read the science they wish to present. So title of the peer-reviewed study, website the study is on, page number, and paragraph number. Nobody in opposition has brought a fact or science. I have 3 facts why body count doesn't matter, but lots of losers getting enraged at this prompt, because what it literally says is you never controlled me and you never will. And losers are enraged at the idea of not controlling women's bodies, because these losers are trying to get some kind of control over their lives in some way, shape, or form, as they sit in their mommy's basements being rejected by everything in life. Well, if I can say body count matters, it gives me some kind of sense of control in this world, because I call women hoes for not following my rules because I'm a loser. Am I married? Yes. If you want what I have, long-lasting, happy, functional, close, intimate, affectionate, communicative relationship, follow my lead, but you'll never have a good relationship when you pick a shitty person.
Tim doesn't understand STD testing. Tim's a super spreader.
He's got armpit chlamydia. Hey, everybody, go to Google and type in armpit CH. That's where Tim comes from. He comes from purity culture, which is a lack of education. So purity culture people are busy giving each other STDs in all kinds of places because they're not educated on how to not give each other STDs. So they're very busy being spreaders in those communities. Also very busy making unwanted babies because, again, there's no safety practiced.
These guys talk about morals. It's because of morals, obviously, for a reason. What's the reason? What's the reason? What's the moral? They can never tell us. They don't critically think about what they're saying.
Yeah, they have no morals.
By the way.
Hi, good morning.
Good morning. I'm out watching the ocean.
Oh, yeah. Are you still near Krista?
Yeah, I'll be here till Sunday.
Good visit? Good talk?
Yeah.
Yeah. You met Kai? It's called wanting to touch the sides, but how are you going to do that with your tiny little key? Hey, look at you. You got no girth. You got no size. You're so little. You're so little with your little key. You're not going to touch the sides with that. We know. Ladies, if he's concerned about touching the sides, it's because he knows how tiny he is. Just so you know, if he's concerned about comparison, it's because he knows how tiny he is. His little key ain't going to give you any sensations. So get rid of the loser.
Humiliation wife? If it is, you better start gifting. That's their kink. That's why they come here.
I think so. I just send them off back to their little buddies so they can do a little circle J. Pair-to-pair bonding. Ooh, this guy has to bring the science. JC has to bring 4 pieces of information. JC, you say one word, that's not 4 pieces of information. I block you for lying, fear-mongering, and disinformation. JC, title of the peer-reviewed study, website is on, page number, paragraph number. You say any words, that's not what I asked for, I instantly block and delete you. Even if you just say, 1 sec, I'll go get it. No, honey bunny. I want the 4 pieces of information. You must have it right there because you read a study. So show me where you read those words. Oh, you know this, these boys come here for the male gaze, right? There you go. Block, delete, cleanse, remove, non-existent. Adios, loser. See? Now we put the loser with the other losers. You know, forget. Ooh, I don't know who they are. I forgot. 10 seconds. Hello, James. All right, lovelies. Don't forget, you can get my paperbacks on Amazon. I've got ebook bundle deals, audiobooks as well. There's a free book in the link in my bio. So this is the free book, Fake Love Need Not Apply, How to Identify and Remove Posers, Losers, Scammers, and Predators. No More Assholes is how you make sure you don't pick another loser. This is your dating methodology. That is observation before selection. Watch this guy disappear because he doesn't exist. Everybody go see life for the satisfaction. Here comes the block. There's the delete. See how they don't exist? Ah, right? Look at you. Look at this guy, non-existent too, right? Block, delete. They don't exist. You want to see some more? You want to see some more? All right. So No More Assholes is in English, No More Assholes in Spanish, and No More Assholes is also an audiobook. Watch me delete this one. Block, delete. Isn't that satisfying to see them disappear? Isn't it satisfying to put them where they deserve to be, which is not existing in your life whatsoever? Isn't it satisfying to know in 5 seconds you'll forget he even said anything? Because that's how good you are at cleansing your environment and keeping your peace. After the first kiss, my loves, when you start a brand new relationship, make it rock solid from day one. It is. Thank you. I know. It's what I teach you. I teach you that you have the power to not suffer. I teach you that you have the power to control your own environment, and I show you how easy it is. Block, delete, cleanse, remove, right? Love it. What's William? William's for the male gaze. So I go block, delete, cleanse, remove. I'm not here for the boys who want to touch boys. I'm here for the males looking for their partners, for the females looking for their partners, for the people looking for their partners. But the boys who come here pretending they like women when actually they're on the down low, showing me in my comment section, they're on the down low because they're here for the male gaze. I get rid of them. Need that guided meditation from you? Which I got married last Friday. I did some of her techniques. Love this, Heather. All right, lovelies. Those of you who want enhanced communication, conflict resolution, have a more peaceful, zero-fight relationship, get your Fix That Shit book. This is Fix That Shit for women. This is Fix That Shit for men. You are so real. Thank you, my love. Men who want to heal from past breakups and select the right long-term partner, your dating book is the perfect play. Mom and dad, aunts, uncles, grandpa, get dating 101 for the teens. Let's not leave them in the dark as prey for the wolves who can't get us anymore, but are looking for the next wave of people that are uninformed, uneducated. So get them dating 101 so that they can recognize coercion and manipulation. These books for your mental health, your emotional well-being, Say Yes to Goodness, 10 Steps for a Complete and Happy You. So evolving your happiness in 10 areas of your life. Custom Made is career coaching, identifying and monetizing your purpose, passion, and talent. What the feeling of love is? What the feeling of love is. Do you know what the feeling of gratitude is? Wolf, do you know what gratitude feels like? Glow Up Journal, for those of you who need to increase your self-esteem, this is a 60-day journey designed to hack your body, brain, and biology to increase your self-esteem at an expedited pace. You'll do some daily writing and daily doing. I have so many books. I think I do know what gratitude feels like. Describe the sensation of gratitude in your physical body. I also have these workbooks with bonus material. I'll let you in a second. Fix That Shit for Women workbook. Reviews by Patrick. Fix That Shit for Men workbook. And the No More Assholes workbook. All of these have bonus material, so you can use the buttons in the link in my bio. I love your work. Thank you. Love it. Thank you. Use the buttons in the link in my bio. Thank you, reviews. Is that right? Patrick. My 2 audiobooks are No More Assholes and Fix That Shit for Women, by the way. And don't forget to get your freebies. Mr. Patrick, I appreciate your kindness. You guys are so nice. It feels like relief that I'm appreciated. So if I were to give a description to the feeling of gratitude, I would say gratitude feels like it takes place in my chest, around my heart area. So not in my upper chest, not in my lower stomach, in my middle chest. It feels like it takes place here. It feels like a warm ball of warm fuzziness. That's how I would describe gratitude. Do you think you can describe gratitude in a more physical way? Over or under 50.5 books written? I've only read 5 of my books. I wrote 11, and I've got 3 workbooks, and I'm writing book number 12. What does 50.5 mean? Definitions, thank you. The workbooks are really helpful. Yeah. I was looking at my numbers, and my No More Assholes workbook is number 5. On to see Krista and Ripple. Love this. Love, love, love. This guy doesn't want you to have over 2 because that's too many comparison points because he's so inadequate. Inadequate, right? Because inadequacy fears comparison. The more comparison points you have, the more inadequate they feel because they put themselves below all of that. So if I'm only inadequate compared to 2, I don't feel so inadequate. But if I'm inadequate compared to 10, I feel very inadequate. That's why they really want to limit the number of experiences you have. It really speaks on their level of inadequacy. These guys have no class whatsoever, obviously, because they're shallow, right? They don't see you as a person. Their focus is below the belly button. What did you do with your genitalia? Because they're shallow, shallow, shallow. There's no class whatsoever there.
Hello.
Hi, what did you want to say?
I have a question. Sorry for the background noise. It's raining right now real hard. But so I'm gonna bring up, as the comment said, I'm gonna bring up facts, not my feelings. So can we both agree that when it comes to body count or having, sleeping with someone, if you are not married, can we both agree that that is a sin?
Oh, your purity culture. Enjoy your armpit chlamydia. Enjoy your armpit chlamydia, loser. Enjoy your armpit chlamydia. Bye. It's gross. Gross. What do I mean by armpit chlamydia? Go to Google, type in armpit CH, and look at the autofill. That's what these guys are busy doing. They're busy giving each other armpit chlamydia because they don't know what safe sex is, because it's a sin, right? Because God's looking at the vajayjay. So it's not a sin to do the armpit because God's only looking at the vajayjay. That's why they do the pooper. That's why they do the armpits. So they're giving each other STDs and all the other body parts because it's not a sin to give somebody armpit chlamydia. God didn't notice that one. That's how illogical they are.
Chantal, I'm gonna drop and come back.
Okay, my love. It hurts your own soul? No. So here, Patrick, let me ask you this. At what point is consensual and pleasurable hurting your soul, Patrick? At what point is that hurting your soul? Hey, Michael, what did you want to say?
Good morning. Good morning. So actually, I wanted to dialogue about this concept a little bit more. Before I say what I want to say, I do want to preface it like this. Body count has no correlation to value, to worth, to dignity of an individual, period. I believe also that the effects of a body count are not exclusive to women. Like men and women have very similar effects.
Wait a second. What effects are you talking about? Because there's no effects that have been found in science. So what you just did with that sentence is you pooped in your hand and presented a pile of poop in your hand and said, I just gave you some information. I have eyes. I see poop. So you want to present a science for the topic. That means you must have a peer-reviewed study. So title of the peer-reviewed study, website is on page number and paragraph number to back up what you just said.
Right. Okay. So I'm actually
Well, you're acknowledging you just pooped in your hand and presented that and tried to convince me that was information.
No, ma'am. So what I was trying to do was not to present something as fact. What I wanted to do was to present the psychological perspective of
science. That would be a science.
Yes, it absolutely is.
Psychology is a science. So you must have 4 pieces of information to attempt to introduce a science. You have to bring me where you read the study, the words you want to say before you say it out loud. Because if I don't have these rules, there's a lot of people that are spreading disinformation. So if you don't have where you read what you're attempting to say here, that tells me you didn't read anything, which tells me you're another guy spreading disinformation, and I will not allow disinformation.
Okay, and I can hear that. What I wanted to do was draw a parallel between common sense explanations, not to say
I
anything.
have common sense explanations. I have 3 facts for why body count does not matter to the people who practice logic and stick to facts. In other words, common sense. Would you like to hear my 3 facts why body count does not matter?
Sure, absolutely.
Okay. Number 1, if I was looking for a long-term relationship and I wanted somebody with all of these qualities, no less, would I need to observe someone's behavior over time to see if they have all of these qualities? Yes or no?
Yeah, absolutely would.
That's common sense, isn't it? Number 2, if you wanted somebody with all these qualities and you wanted to make sure that they have these qualities before committing, would you need to observe them over time to see if they are this person? Yes or no?
Yes.
Very common sense. Number 3, if I wanted to know if you have an STD, do I need to ask you to go to the doctor, get tested, get the results, and then show me the results?
That would be disclosure, yes.
Exactly. That is the way to get the facts. So those of us who practice logic and stick to facts don't ask for a number, because if it's possible, would you agree it's possible that somebody could sleep with one person one time and catch an STD? Is it possible that you could sleep with one person one time, catch an STD? Is that a possibility that the first time you do it, you could have gotten an STD if you did not practice safe sex?
I'm so sorry. I disconnected for a second. Can you repeat what you were saying?
Is it possible for someone to sleep with one person one time, catch an STD?
Okay. I apologize. My connection is terrible. I might have to disconnect and come back up because I really want to continue with this conversation, and I feel like you're saying important things. One moment, please.
Okay. What impact? The assumptions are wild from these insecure males, especially when they're trying to talk about other people's body counts. The assumptions are wild. Hi, Michael. Better?
Hi. Hopefully this is a little bit better. I think it's storming where I'm at.
So I will need you to sit still as soon as you can so that we can continue the conversation. It's just tough for me to talk to people and there's background noise.
Understandable. I'm going to a better location right now.
I feel like it intensifies issues, right, Patrick? Like you're so delusional with your ideas about body count. You think you can talk for people who have a higher body count than you as though you have any insight on their mental health. That's how delusional you're sounding, Patrick. This is why I tell people to stay grounded in reality. And if somebody is a storyteller, delusionally making up stories in their own head, we should let them go, because those people definitely need therapy because they're believing their own delusions, their own imagination.
All right. Yes, ma'am. So I did want to ask a question about the points that you made earlier. And I don't push back on any of the points that you made about, hey, this is what you're looking for in a committed relationship. This is how you identify that. And also, if you have difficulty, yes, that list right there. And then if you need to know if somebody has an STD, they can get tested and those results can be disclosed, and that's how you figure that out. I agree with all of those things. But I do want to point out that those were not like, you didn't necessarily cite a source for those. Those were just like understandably
I
true.
want you to understand the difference between a fact and a science, okay? I told you, if you're going to bring a science like psychology, you need to tell me where you read the science. Would you agree that this is a key, Michael?
I would agree. Yes, ma'am.
That's a fact. A fact is something that resides outside of you and I, that upon sight we can readily agree to. I gave you 3 facts that you readily agreed to. Is it possible somebody could sleep with one person one time, catch an STD?
Sure, you could. Yes, you could
Right.
catch an
Well,
STD.
if I ask somebody what their body count is and they say 1, do I have the facts about their safety?
Not at all. Not at all.
No. So asking their body count didn't give me the information I require. Is it possible somebody with a low body count or a 0 body count can be missing some of these qualities?
Absolutely.
Absolutely. So if I ask them their body count and they say 1 or 2, does that tell me they're the person I want to pick?
It doesn't tell you anything about that.
No. So that's why body count doesn't matter to the people who practice logic and stick to facts.
Okay, got you. So what I wanted to point to was not that a higher body count makes you a worse partner, not that a higher body count does anything concerning your own personal values, concerning the way that you carry yourself. It's not what I wanted to say. What I did want to say is that psychologically speaking, and I'm going to say something and I want you to say if you assent
Make
to it or if you
up
don't assent.
something. I'm not here to listen to
But I'm not
anything
I,
somebody makes up. If you're going to bring a
I promise you
science
it's
to
not
the
made up.
conversation, like psychology, you have to tell me where you read the science before you say it out loud, which is how I make sure there is no amplification of lies, fear-mongering, or disinformation.
Okay. Okay. Well, then let's forget that I said psychology. I just want to ask you about human nature, and then you tell me if you agree with what I'm proposing.
Okay.
Okay, is that okay?
Sure. Yeah.
Would you say that the more experiences you have, the more information you have to draw from?
Yes, the more experiences I have, the more I understand what kinks I like or don't like, the more I understand what my body likes and doesn't like, the more I understand what a good lover is and what a bad lover is. And the more confident I become in my own sexuality.
Okay, absolutely. Absolutely. With more information to draw from, would it be right to believe that there would be more comparison that takes place?
Yes, and I don't want somebody who's afraid of comparison, because somebody afraid of comparison is showing me that in their head, they already think they come in below who I've been with before. Why would I want somebody worse than I've been with before? I want somebody better. So I'm more interested in the man who's not asking what my body count is, because in his head, he goes, I don't care who she's been with. I am the better lover. I am the better listener. I am the better communicator. I do want to understand what her body likes. I have great work ethic and conscientiousness. So when she tells me what she likes, I'm going to work at it till I get it done, and I'll do it right every single time.
And that is completely fair. And so the point that I'm trying to make is that there is an impact of body count. Not that it's necessarily bad.
No. You can't speak for anyone's impact on body count. You can't say a high body count correlates to anything or a low body count correlates to anything. I've met plenty of people with a high body count who are incredible human beings. And if you stick around here long enough, you'll see plenty of people with evidently low body counts being disgusting human beings in my comment section right in front of our eyes, because they think nobody knows when they're typing their little troll comments sitting in their mama's basement behind a fake name and a fake picture. So there's a lot of people with a low body count who are not good human beings, and a lot of people with a high body count who are great human beings. Our job is to find out what you are. But the way we do that, because we practice logic and stick to facts, is by observing your behaviors as they roll out. But asking how many people you did is not going to tell me who you are.
Absolutely, absolutely. And I'm not using this to say, oh, you have a moral high ground if you have a lower body count. I'm just saying that there is an impact because we both asserted that you have more information to draw from. So there is inherently going to...
My husband has a body count of 2, and that was number 3. He's a very confident lover, has always been from day one.
Yeah.
Also a very competent lover. Has been from day one, never asked what my body count is. You
and that's good.
Listen, your continued attempts to correlate a number to any personality trait is starting to piss me off, because I feel like you're not listening.
Okay. Can you help me understand? Because I'm hearing your frustration. I really want to understand it. I thought we both agreed that you would have more information to draw from. I'm not making any sort of value judgment on that information. And I'm not even speaking about your ability to be with another person as a result of that information. I'm saying for the individual, there is an impact of, I just have more to compare you to. It doesn't have to be from a negative place. It doesn't have to be from a positive place. It just is. And so that's the only
Listen,
impact.
is comparison a personality trait? Because I didn't write comparison on the list of what I'm looking for in a long-term partner. So why does comparison keep coming up as though it's a personality trait I should be identifying?
So it's not supposed to be a personality trait. I'm just trying to say that there is a quantifiable impact, and that
If there's a
quantifiable impact.
quantifiable impact, you have to show me where science has shown that. I don't believe the crap in your hand when you poop in your hand and attempt to present it as information.
Okay, well we can talk about decision paralysis. We can talk about schemas. We can talk like I think that we both agreed
We
that
don't have
more
decision
information gives you
paralysis.
more ability.
We use a no kissing for 3 months dating rule to identify who the right person is before commitment. So no kissing, no sex, no sleepovers, no exclusivity, minimum 3 months, no paralysis, just observation before selection.
Okay, yeah, and I think that's good. So my goal to get up here was not to say low body count equals good, high body count equals bad. I'm not saying anything about that. The only thing I'm saying is that for the individual, so say I have a high body count, right? For me as an individual, I will be more likely to have more to draw from for comparison. That's the only impact that I'm speaking to. And then it's up to me, who I am as a person, what values that I hold, and how I carry myself. All of that is so much more important. And you don't ever need to know body count. Body count is not going to impact that. But I just am saying that there is an impact on myself from the body count, good or
But
bad.
we're not
That's all I came up here to say.
You are not the topic of this discussion. This only without individuality is the topic of the discussion. I at no point started a sentence with, I think, I feel, my opinion, my experience. I brought you 3 facts that are outside of you and I that you agreed to. So we don't care about the individuals who think body count matters, or their reasoning or their motivation. We don't care about it at all. What we care to do is pick the right person, period. Walk away from the wrong person, period. That's it. That is what our responsibility is. That's what I'm teaching people to do. So when we, my people, my followers, my students, meet people who think body count matters, they go, uh-oh, controlling, insecure, stuck in the past, PBXS, gotta go, block and delete. That's it.
Okay.
Ask Michael something? So
Absolutely.
Michael,
Yes, ma'am.
Michael, you're saying, so all of this is just to say that the more sex you have, the more experience you have about sex? Like, that's kind of what I heard you say. Is that kind of it?
I would say that that's the premise, and maybe I misunderstood the original premise. I thought it was saying that I saw body count doesn't matter, and I heard there is no impact from body count, and I think I misrepresented the original point, which is why I was going from where I was going from.
Well, I think too, it's like using the word impact makes it sound like it's some heavy thing. Like when I think impact, I don't necessarily think something positive. It's usually
Well,
meant like in a more negative way. But if
it
you're
might,
just saying the more sex you have, the more experience you have, then yeah, like that's not good or bad. It's like anything else. I've been on a sourdough journey. The more I make, the more I learn. Like the more experience I have. I don't like it's kind of a neutral statement. I mean,
yeah,
it's
the more I eat, the more I poop.
Right. And so that's why I kept trying to reiterate, and I apologize if I wasn't communicating it clearly, that I'm not making a value judgment at all. And why I started it with, hey, this is not to say that like you're better or worse based on body count. I'm just speaking to the fact that yes, the more experience you have, the more you have to compare to. That's the point. Point
I
blank
don't
period.
think
Sorry.
that no, it's okay because I'm interrupting you, but you know, like I think that impact and matters are not the same thing. when you
Okay.
say it
Okay.
matters or it doesn't matter, there's a weight to it, right? Like it's important or it's not important. It has an impact. Well, that doesn't mean that it matters.
Okay. Okay. I could see where you're coming from with that. I would say, and this, you know, and this is where I'm moving from a agreed upon, hey, we use information, we compare it to, okay, this is my interpretation of that information, right? So I want to make that very distinct. Um, Anything that impacts us does matter because it can influence the way that we see the world. Again, there's so much more to it than that. There's so much more to it than that. But if
I
we are
disagree with you. I disagree with you. Just because it had an impact on me doesn't mean it matters to me.
right,
Like
and
a
I'm
lot of
saying maybe
experiences in my life have impacted me. That doesn't mean they matter.
My
I don't
my
necessarily
poop this
care about
morning.
them.
I had poop this morning. I pooped this morning, and that impacted me. I mean, like it's a very benign thing to say. I inhaled, and that impacted me.
Here's a good take it. My husband came home like 3 months ago and he was at a restaurant and he said that he had the best chocolate cake that he had ever had. I could have let that
Mhm.
make me insecure and say, wow, does that mean he doesn't like my chocolate cake? What's wrong with my chocolate cake? Why is my chocolate cake not the best he ever had? Instead, I said, well, what do you like about that cake? What about it was so great, right? And I took notes. And he said, wow, it was really moist and like it was chocolatey, but it wasn't too rich. And he kind of told me what it, and so you know what I did? Like every weekend, I was making a chocolate cake. And I said, don't lie to me. Don't try to like boost my ego. Tell me the truth. Is it better than that? Or is it, you know? And eventually I got it. And he said, babe, that was the best. You can either be insecure about somebody's experience, or you can say, you know what, that dude from 5 years ago rocked her world, but I'm gonna read every sex manual I can find until I rock her world better. Like you can either choose to be insecure about it, or you can choose to level up. I mean, the choice is yours.
Okay, yeah. No, I agree with that statement absolutely. My what I was referencing was to use your example, if your husband had that chocolate cake and was like, "Man, this is the best chocolate cake I've ever had." And then from that point on, he's like, "Okay, I need chocolate cake that is in that realm." It does not need to be a place of insecurity. It does not need to be a place of contention. Like it can help, it can hurt. It does not matter. I'm just saying that for him, there would be a personal impact. I'm not talking about necessarily the impact on someone else. I'm just saying for that person who experienced that incredible chocolate cake, there is an impact on them, and that's okay.
I guess I'm not getting the point. But if basically you misunderstood in the beginning what we meant by matters, and you're explaining what you mean, there's no disagreement here, right?
Right, right. I don't know that there is a fundamental disagreement. I was just trying to clarify what I was saying because I did not want it to seem like I'm sitting here saying, "Oh, I'm gonna ask a person about their body count, or they need to ask me about their body count so they can measure up because I'm insecure or X, Y, Z." That's not at all what I was trying to say, and that's what I was hearing. So again, just to reiterate, and then I'll hop down because I don't want to take up more of your time. I appreciate you having me up here. Is just there is a personal impact based upon the amount of information that you're taking in.
Michael, why are you so intent on making this a thing? Like, I don't get it. And you have to understand, Michael, the reason that we're holding this space and doing this live is to warn women against guys who use body count as a weapon, right? To suppress women's
Okay.
sexuality. So when you come in insistent that there's an impact, even though in your mind it is a benign impact, Your insistence on making it like saying there's an impact, it feeds the trolls. It feeds the guys who use this as a suppression method, right? So I don't understand the point. Like, now that we understand what we meant, you get it. I don't understand why you have to keep doubling down and saying there's an impact, there's an impact, there's an impact. We've already acknowledged that, yes, there is the benign impact of getting more experience. You don't need to keep reiterating it, because, as you have acknowledged, it doesn't matter when it comes down to having relationships and leading your life. So I don't understand why why you're so intent about keeping on saying that there's an impact.
Okay, yeah, and I will acknowledge that. I apologize. I did not understand the context of this live. I thought it was just discussion. And I don't feel the need to ask body count, Lori. I just wanted to say that to you. I don't feel the need to ask body count at any point. I thought this was just discussion. I did not understand that this was supposed to be a supportive space for women, and I apologize for intruding on that. Y'all have a great day.
So the reason, Michael, the reason why we are correcting you on the usage of the word impact is because we use proper terminology. My platform is all about using language properly, which is why I make the distinction between guys and men when I teach women to date, because I don't want to lump the good ones in the same as the bad ones by calling them all the same thing, calling the bad ones men and the good ones men. So I'm very careful with language here, which is why we keep coming back at you whenever you say the word impact. I often pull out the dictionary during my live streams to help people understand why we use specific words. For example, when people say, why do you think body count doesn't matter? I say it's not why I think, it's why I know body count doesn't matter. So here's a definition of the word impact. Refers to the effect something has on something else, especially a strong or noticeable effect. The consensual sexual history that we women have had with multiple partners was often not strong and not noticeable. It was a ride in the park. It was a ride in the park. If you went to Disneyland or an amusement park and you took some rides, didn't it stay with you every single day, every single hour, like a strong and noticeable effect? No, you had a good time, and then upon reflection, you went, hey, that was a good time. So that's what we're saying, is our consensual sexual history was a good time, but it's not something that is affecting us in a strong and noticeable way, positive or negative, to this day. It was a good time, lesson learned, move forward, experience gained, move forward, fun had, move forward. That's it.
Okay, and I cannot speak to the experience of women. So appreciate you having me up. Appreciate you talking with me, and y'all have a good one.
You too, my love. Bye. Exactly. These guys running around going body count matters, as though their peepees are so impactful, are showing us their level of delusion, their level of desperation. Your peepee is not that impactful. It was the long play. Hi, Ripple.
Technical issues, but I'm trying to work it out.
I could tell.
I can tell.
Yes, because you kept trying to come, but it wasn't happening. You need a different tool.
Oh, not used to that.
Huh? What happened to the IQ guy? Well, I don't know. I love the truth being shared here. Excellent, Christopher. Gonna ride that roller coaster. I will admit I did touch my husband's pee this morning. I know that one. Why
I
she
want that
wasn't?
same energy at Niagara Falls.
Yes, girl, I'm bringing it. I'm bringing it. Right now, such a good time. May you have a good morning, James. You too. Hey, Molly. Perplexing that being used as an argument schema. It came up yesterday, and for some reason, it's like it's a word today again. I don't know. Do they think their peepees are great because their peepees start wars? Starts wars with themselves. Wake up in the morning and go, why did you fight with me? Why am I all messy? What happened? And
The schema is going to be the new attachment style thing, trendy thing.
Yeah, I know. Because the more they complicate your understanding of yourself and your relationships with other people, the more confused they can keep you. The more confused they can keep you, the more further away from the solution they can have you. When the most respectful, yes. Gonna ride that roller coaster. Come on, take a ride with me. What definitions of the word matter are we using? I mean the dictionary definition. Do you need which one are you looking at? Matter. By the way, we don't mean particle. Snow, happy Friday! Oh, you're reminding me. Oh, I'm excited. Why does breakfast excite me so much? Why? I was thinking this morning, I'm like, ooh, it's Friday, tomorrow's Saturday, and I'm like, maybe I'll go to A&W for breakfast this morning. Why do I want to go for breakfast? I don't understand me, but that's okay. I'm just living in this body. I'm renting space. There's 3 definitions, Joshua. Well, not the one that talks about particles, right? Not that one. All right, not taking up space and has mass. We don't mean that one.
Are talking about the schema thing. From what I read yesterday, it's basically just a framework. It's a psychological framework that you're working from. So again, it's just kind of a label. You're going to talk about, your issues, and your trauma, and then they're going to slot you into one of these schemas and tell you this is what it is. That's what I got from it.
Yeah.
Which is kind of like the attachment style. And my concern with that, like if people can take that and grow from it and actually do work, that's great. But if it just becomes another label that people feel like they're victims to, then it's not productive.
Hey, Molly. Did I see Molly? Is that Molly? What? Molly, hey girl.
Hello, everybody.
Hello. What did you want to say?
I'm 42 years old, actually. I just wanted to say that the prompt, when it says that body count doesn't matter,
You stop
I
fighting. Can you stop doing other stuff, please? Because it's annoying to hear the click, 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 whatever you're doing.
so yeah, I think that in a way, it the reason why some people think it matters is because it seems to be indicating some form of a pattern, and if somebody is
Those
that's
people,
We
not
already know that. We
those
already know that.
those people who say body count matters are showing a pattern of lack of accountability to their own thoughts and emotions. They're showing a pattern of control tactics that they started imposing on us even before they met us. They're showing a pattern of having insecurity instead of confidence and accountability. They're showing a pattern of looking at a woman and going, yeah, enough about you. Tell me about dudes. That's the pattern we're seeing with the people who say body count matters. We're seeing a pattern of lack of accountability.
I understand all of that. But are we just saying then that the actual count doesn't matter whatsoever? Is
You
that what
want
you're
to
saying?
say the count does matter, you have to bring some kind of evidence. But you pooping in your hand and going, here's some evidence, here's some information. I have eyes. I can see a steaming pile of poop when somebody presents a steaming pile of poop. Now, if you want to convince me that having consensual history with multiple partners has a negative effect in any way, shape, or form, you have to tell me where you read that science in order to convince me you didn't just poop in your hand instead of reading a scientific study.
Are you done?
Did you understand what I said?
Oh yeah, I fully understand. But
Good. So
you know,
if you would like to present a science in any way, shape, or form, like a statistic or a psychology or sociology or biology, I need 4 pieces of information for you to present that. I need the title of the peer-reviewed study, the website the study's on, the page number, and paragraph number. That's if you want to present a science. If you want to present a fact resides outside of you and I. A fact doesn't start with I think, my opinion, my feelings, my experiences. A fact is like this. Would you agree this is a key? So a fact is something that's outside of you and I, that upon sight we readily agree to. I have 3 facts why body count does not matter. Do you have any facts or science to present?
well, I would have to bring you all that information.
Yes, you would need to be prepared to have a proper debate. I agree.
I don't have it readily by hand, but what I will say is that people look at patterns.
No. You're not going to tell us anything about us. What I'm going to tell you is we do look at patterns. We use a no kissing for 3 months dating rule to see what your patterns are. We look to see if you have a pattern of not hearing the words coming out of our mouths. We look to see if you have a pattern of dismissing what we say as soon as we say it. We're going to see if you have a pattern of insecurity and lack of accountability to your own thoughts and emotions. We're going to see if you have a pattern of being disrespectful or inconsistent or not hardworking enough or irresponsible. We fully understand how to identify patterns, so we weed out the losers who don't have the proper patterns. We know exactly what we're going to pick for a long-term relationship by observing patterns before making our selection, which is called observation before selection. Body count doesn't matter no matter how many people we did or did not do. Body count doesn't matter no matter how high, no matter how low. And when I'm ready to pick a long-term partner, I will be observing your patterns, because if you're not what I'm looking for, it's a bye-bye.
About the past doesn't indicate a pattern. It's literally just a number. Anything else that you pull from that you extrapolate, you're assuming, you're making up stories. You're not in reality.
All those rules apply to you as well, Chantal?
Everything I say goes both ways. My number 1 relationship rule is it's not fair to ask for anything you're not willing to do first. When I say who I did is not who I am, I apply that to everybody. I don't ask anybody what their body count is and then tell them who they are. Their number does not tell me who they are. I'm smart enough to know that.
Marry a corn star by that definition?
So tell me more about this corn star, okay? Tell me more. Do they have all of these qualities? Do they have all of these qualities?
All of those, would you then marry them?
Oh, so you think I'm dumb enough to reject the person who's everything I'm looking for? I'm not that dumb, are you?
I didn't say that. You said that.
Are you not dumb? Are you dumb enough to reject the person that's everything
You're not even applying those rules.
You're not answering the question? I should get rid of you because you're
Passive
boring?
aggressive you
I
are.
answered your question. It seems like you didn't hear what I said. I said
Bring
I'm
back
not that dumb. Did you hear me? Did you hear me when I said I'm not dumb enough to reject the person who's everything I'm looking for?
Do you understand the difference between the present and the past? Do you understand the difference between the
yourself
present and the
not.
past? Do you understand the difference between the present and the past? It's really a simple question. Do you understand the difference between the present and the past? Okay, well, you're the one who sounds like an idiot when you're saying, what if they're a corn star?
So passive
Because the
aggressive
body
you are.
count, I'm
That's somebody.
talking. Body count is in the
That's okay.
past, moron.
That's okay.
Body count is in the past,
I hear
moron.
yourself, dog.
So, anyways, goodbye. Block, delete, cleanse, remove.
42 going on 5.
Going on 5. Right, ladies?
I don't know why we muted Nelson. I was actually having a conversation with him, and he was going to come on the panel. But someone muted him, and then I guess you blocked him.
3-month rules rated in patriarchy. No. It's called observation before selection. It's like, I don't want a loser. Why would I kiss a loser? Why would I reject the right person for a loser? I'm not rooted in patriarchy. I'm deciding to pick the right person because I'm not rooted in patriarchy. I weed out the loser because I'm not rooted in patriarchy. I use a scientific model to make sure I get rid of losers that are lying about being good men because I'm not rooted in patriarchy. I kiss on my own terms using a scientific methodology instead of kissing when he wants to kiss because I'm not rooted in patriarchy.
Not that we're muted. It's not that she removes people who don't agree with her, something she doesn't like. She removes people who aren't having an intelligent conversation or who aren't here to have an intelligent conversation. Yeah, Elle, I know. I don't know. Someone's muting a lot. We keep trying to have conversations. But anyway, sorry,
Just
Diane.
stop
Go ahead.
muting so much. No, I was going to say, like, this isn't debate talk where we just put up with people for hours and let them say whatever they want and then, like, just allow it to happen because we want gifts in order to release them. Like, that's not what this is. This is a classroom. She's teaching. She's entertaining some people more than she really wants to, just to prove a point and to let us play with them. But what she's teaching is to get rid of people who are disrespectful or who want to argue for the sake of arguing, even when it's illogical. We're teaching you to get rid of people who don't respect women and who try to suppress them. Like, I don't understand what you don't get about that.
Well, they don't want to, Diane, because they want us to cater to their egos. That's why. You have to write what I'm telling you to write. It's use your right classroom, not debate. No. This is a classroom, but nobody's bringing a proper debate. I'm waiting for facts or science. I've got 3 facts. Where's all these debate people? I thought they were going to show me how wrong I am when I say body count doesn't matter. I thought they could provide some facts or science, but I've been waiting since August 2024 for any of them to provide facts or science. Any of them. So I'm still waiting for the debate.
We didn't call for the tone police. If you don't like it here, and if you don't like the way she runs her conversations and her life, you can leave. But shut the fuck up.
Yeah, we're not here for opinions because we're not here to listen to the dysfunction of the people who don't take responsibility for their own thoughts, emotions, and behaviors. We're not here to listen to the indoctrinated people spew their bullshit from their religion that demands more minions to go give 10% of their income. We don't allow that here. We don't listen to those toxic, dysfunctional people. I teach women to immediately get rid of them, not listen to them. and cater to them and waste their time on them. Women under no condition should ever give those people the time of day. Women should be focusing on their goals and ambitions and moving forward instead of wasting any minutes on these guys with opinions about what women should do with their own bodies. It's not my opinion, Jack. I know body count doesn't matter, and I know it because of 3 facts. Debates have terms. And the terms are facts or science, but not ego, not opinion, not indoctrination, not dysfunction. Still waiting for facts or science from the opposition. Women need to practice walking away at the first sign of a red flag and control. Exactly, and that's what I am teaching here. I'm teaching women to be swift with the block and delete. Hands up in the comment section if you have become powerful with the block and delete, if you've been exercising the block and delete. Let's see who's been doing that lately. Personal accountability, Crease Wife, yes, Tony, Ali Jane, 40 hands up, loves. Good, Emily. Nessa, Miyagi, Cody, Red Robot, loves life guidance. Good, Renee, good. I'm not dating, but yeah, S, good stuff. Little Miss Kitty Cat, good. That's what I love to see. My students following through with the lessons, incorporating the lessons, feeling the effects of the lessons that I teach. Blocking an online something count because I'm good at that. We don't care what you think. Your thoughts are irrelevant. Your feelings are irrelevant. Your opinions are irrelevant because none of those will interfere in who we choose for ourselves because we don't center you in what you want. You're not relevant in my decision making. My decision making is what is relevant for my decision making. So some dude saying body count matters as though I should care makes me laugh. Online game. Okay, good. Yes, block them. Doesn't it feel empowering? Don't you love owning your own space? Oh, I know losers don't exist. Watch this Matt's guy disappear. Watch this block, delete, cleanse, remove. Did you see that? See that? I love using them as examples sometimes. Isn't that amazing? Isn't it fun to see them disappear? Isn't it empowering? Isn't it satisfying? And then you do that for yourself in your own life and you go, ooh, that felt good. I felt good knowing he wasn't going to pop up again, knowing I removed his access, knowing there's no whack-a-mole going to be going on. Yes. Watch this Odin guy disappear. Oh, no? Wait. Oh, I don't know what that's about, so I'll give the benefit of the doubt. It's amazing, love. Yes. Yes. I finally deleted all the voicemails from my ex. It was hard, but I'm proud I did it. Good stuff, Emily. Moving forward, all behind, all done, all finished. No more. No more. I love it. It's my jam. That block and delete is our jam. We need a block and delete song. My girlfriend's block all the schmoes in the yard. Welcome to reality. Exactly. Women are in charge, not males. Exactly. That is reality. Women decide who they're going to pick, not males. It's not up to you if you get us. It's up to us if you get us. And if you have a problem with their history, we just block and delete you. We're not like, oh no, how can I make you feel better about me? How can I make you like me? No, we just don't care. We just go, oh, block, delete. I got much better things to do than waste my time with the loser, controlling, insecure, stuck in the past, PP obsessed loser. That's not in my reality. Block, delete, cleanse, remove. Watch this guy disappear. Watch this. This is what we do. Block, delete. Did you see the disappear? Did you see that? That's reality, right? Watch this guy disappear too. Watch me control this. Block, delete, cleanse, remove. See what he controlled? Nothing, right? He controls nothing. Did you see that? Look at that. Controls nothing. They disappear into non-existence because you control your environment with the block and delete. You make them non-existent. You make them disappear, block, delete, cleanse, remove. That easy. It's that easy to get rid of a loser. Isn't it amazing? Zero time for male ignorance. At the first sign, block, delete, cleanse, remove. No more of my time or attention. Watch this guy, doesn't like women. Look at this Mario guy, disappear, block, delete, cleanse, remove. Did you see that? He disappeared into non-existence because he controls nothing. It's so much fun with the block and delete. I don't know, can you? Miyagi.
Okay, so I have a question.
Sure.
So body count doesn't matter,
Mhm.
but do you think like it can be too high now? Or do you think there's a limit to it?
I think it can be too low.
It can
I
be
think,
too low.
yeah, listen, if we're going to make assumptions about a number, I think we should also come up with the assumption that a low number equals a cheater, because this guy has not had all the opportunities he wanted. So at the first sign of another opportunity, he's going to take it because he's had few opportunities. So he's desperate for more opportunities. He's probably going to cheat.
I understand that what you just said is true, but I know of a lot of people, including guys, that like they just don't enjoy.
We don't care about who you know. Who you know has no impact on any of us and our decision making.
No, I understand that, but I'm just saying
Oh,
like
you're
I know a lot of
interrupting me.
people
That
that
means you're
have
not hearing me.
those.
And if you're not hearing me, there's no point in me talking to you. So we don't care about who you
Okay,
know. We
my
don't care
bad.
about your personal experience. I am only discussing this in a factual or scientific way. A factual way would be like this. Would you agree this is a key?
Yep.
Okay, so a
Yeah, I
fact
do.
is something that resides outside of you or I, readily agreed upon by you or I, on site. A science is in a peer-reviewed study. So if you want to say anything about statistics or psychology or biology or sociology, I need to know where you read what you're attempting to present here. So you have to give me 4 pieces of information in order to present a science. So I need title of the peer-reviewed study, website is on, page number, paragraph number, where you read those words. But a sentence
Okay,
starting with
I
I
get
think,
it.
I feel, my opinion, my experience, my friends, none of that matters here. We're not debating you on you. We're not changing you.
Okay, I won't debate, but I got a question. So
No, I mean,
why?
you can debate, but you have to bring facts or science. That's what I'm waiting for. I'm waiting for a debater in opposition to bring facts or science. I have 3 facts why body count doesn't matter.
Can I hear those facts?
Sure. Here's number 1. If I was looking for a long-term relationship and I wanted somebody with all of these qualities, no less, would I need to observe someone's behavior over time to see if they have all of these qualities? Yes or no?
Oh, my internet is gone.
Did you hear me? Oh, you're having problems. Okay.
And my internet is lagging, but yeah.
Okay. Well, sorry. It seems like the connection is not good. Yeah, people saying body count matters are practicing manipulation and control. A little tippy tappies. Don't want no short dick man. Don't want no short dick man. Don't want no short dick man. Don't want no short dick mans. Don't you come here telling me you're no bigger than this, bro. References for peer-reviewed research. I don't pretend to have a science like the losers who are attempting to practice disinformation. I don't pretend to have a science like those losers. I have 3 facts why body count doesn't matter. Age, numbers don't matter, Kathy. Listen, Kathy, if your value is assigned by males based on your age or activity of your vajayjay, Kathy, you have no inherent value because you wait for males to give you value. So do you have inherent value, Kathy, that's not about numbers? Or are you have zero value unless a male looks at you and tells you what your value is? How do you operate, my love? What's your way of being? JDs are religious? No, we don't do religion. Block, delete, cleanse, remove. Bye, loser. What's your answer, Kathy? Do you have any inherent value or no? Religious equals delusion. Religious equals mental illness. What did you want to say?
Hi, Chantel. I'm not sure if someone brought up this point earlier, but what would you say if someone said that it does matter because either one partner could make a comparison to a partner they had in the past, and it could just be unfair for that person?
Oh, wait a second. So it's my responsibility that you're so insecure that when you think about who I was, stop moving, please. Stop moving around. I don't want the background noise. So you want to say that it's my problem that you're so insecure when you think about who I was with before you, that you put yourself below those people automatically. And that's supposed to be something for the woman to deal with? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, what if he just can't perform as well as the...
She should dump him. Why should she be with somebody who is subpar or who thinks he's subpar? If you're subpar in your head, she should get rid of you. If you're subpar in actuality, she should get rid of you.
Even if it's just in that one area?
She should get rid of the person who doesn't take responsibility for his own thoughts, emotions, and behaviors, and instead makes his thoughts and feelings her problem to deal with when it's not her problem to deal with, because he's in his imagination, not reality.
I'm not sure if we're arguing the same thing, to be honest.
You're afraid of comparison and you think she should have something to do with that.
Yeah, so just hypothetically, if she...
So my answer is, she has nothing to do with your imagination and the emotions you get from your imagination. Your thoughts and your feelings are your responsibility. But
it's not imagination, it's reality.
No, stop it. You want to make your dysfunction a part of her problem to solve. It's never her problem to fix your thoughts and feelings when she did nothing wrong.
What do you mean by dysfunction?
Are you're having insecure thoughts? You don't want comparison because of insecure thoughts? You're afraid of comparison because of your insecure thoughts? Your
If
dysfunction, your thoughts, your emotions, when they're negative, are yours to deal with, nobody else's. Why do you think your thoughts and emotions are anybody else's responsibility but yours?
no, that's correct. That's right. They're no one's responsibilities but mine.
Not your
I,
girlfriend. And ladies, these guys are out there being dysfunctional, thinking it's your job to teach him how to be better. It's your job to be his therapist. It's your job to cradle his emotions and mommy him through his thoughts and feelings. I'm telling you right now, it's your job to dump him so that he goes and takes responsibility for himself instead of trying to dump his dysfunction on your lap and try to convince you should be doing the work to help him feel better. It's not your job, and his dysfunction is distracting you from your goals and ambitions. And by the way, he doesn't care that he's distracting you. He cares that you're giving him your time and attention. He cares that you're trying to help him feel better. Get rid of him when he's not taking responsibility for his own thoughts and emotions.
Here yesterday?
I was, yeah.
Okay.
But I think we got a little off topic. I'm
Are
gonna
you
say
back? Are you back? Are you back to learn something?
I'm always open to learn.
Okay. So have you heard about the 3 facts of why body count doesn't matter?
I haven't.
Okay. Do you want to hear them?
Well, I just want to ask
Since
this
you want to
one.
learn? No. You said you're here to learn. So do you want to hear the facts about, like, it's interesting that you want to learn, but you don't want to hear the facts about why it doesn't matter.
Go
That
ahead.
doesn't really make,
Enlighten
no,
me.
like, no, you sound like you're being totally disingenuous. This isn't like a live for you to sit on and troll, right? We really don't give a fuck.
Well, I wouldn't be here if I came here to troll.
Those are words. We don't just believe what people say. We actually look at behaviors, and we believe behaviors more than words. Just so you know, it doesn't matter what you say. What matters is what you do.
So yeah, please, with the three facts, was it?
The 3 facts. Are you saying you want to hear the 3 facts?
I believe Diane mentioned it. Yeah.
Okay. Number 1, if I was looking for a long-term partner and I wanted somebody with all of these qualities, no less, would I need to observe someone's behavior over time to see if they have all of these qualities? Yes or no?
Yeah. You made this point yesterday.
Oh, so I did the whole 3 facts yesterday?
I don't know if you did the 3 facts, but you showed me that page yesterday.
All right. Well, so do you agree that for me to know somebody has all these qualities, I need to observe them over time? Yes or no?
Yeah.
Okay, number 2, if you wanted a long-term partner and you wanted somebody with all of these qualities, would you need to observe someone's behavior over time to see if they have all of these qualities? Yes or no?
Yeah. So you did ask me these yesterday.
And then number 3, if I wanted to know if you have an STD, do I have to ask you to go to the doctor, get tested, and then show me the results? Yes or no?
Of course. Yeah.
Right. So is it true that somebody could have a low body count or a 0 body count, not have all of these qualities?
Yeah.
Right. So asking their body count does give me the information about whether or not they're the person I want to commit to. Is it true somebody could sleep with one person one time, catch an STD, that's a possibility?
It's definitely a possibility.
So asking their body count, even if they say 1, doesn't tell me if they're safe to be with. I still don't have facts about their safety. So those of us who practice logic and stick to facts don't ask for a number. We observe behavior to see if they're who we want. We ask for testing to find out if they're safe.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's true. I agree with all of that.
So those of us who practice logic and stick to facts get the information, but we're not asking for a number. It doesn't inform us.
Okay, so my point was, if either person has had a partner that just really performed really well, and now their spouse isn't able to meet
You're insecure
those
about your performance. You're insecure about your performance. And this is why we say that insecurity is at the root of people caring about body count. So why don't you be better? Do better. Communicate with your partner.
Yeah, is there a reason why you can't be a better lover?
Yeah, just what if I'm like trying my absolute best and I just can't meet that
Why?
that same level in the past?
Why? Why can't you? Why can't you be the better lover? What's
Um,
your deficiency?
uh,
Understand, first of all, how old are you?
I'm 30.
You're 30. Okay, so do you understand how wild it is for you to try to control a woman's sexuality because you're insecure about your performance?
Well, I think it goes both ways. I think both should be.
It go both ways. It's wild for you. We're talking about you right now. This is you talking and making these claims, right? These statements. It's wild for you to control a woman's body or anybody else's body and sexuality because you're insecure about your performance. That's crazy.
He went away?
You run?
Yeah. Ten-second seizure. So because he's insecure about his performance, you need to not have comparison points. Do you see where these males are coming from, ladies? Do you see why they want you to have a low body count? Because they want you to overlook how inadequate they are. Right. Because we asked him, why can't you be a better lover? No reason. So you know what the answer is? Laziness. Ego.
Years old. It's like age means nothing when it comes to this stuff.
Well, he definitely proves that, doesn't he? Refusal to do better, exactly. Just like every other abusive guy. Doesn't care about your feelings, doesn't care about your experience, doesn't care about your satisfaction, but he cares about how you will appease him. Just let them talk. That's right. Let them talk, let them tell you, let them show you.
Thank you for the gifts. I just saw I have 102 coins. Thank you so much.
Men and women are amazing. He wants us to make him feel better about his insecurity. That's crazy. But what's crazy is women used to think that was their job. Relationships are hard. Fighting is normal. Arguing is healthy. No relationship is perfect. So ladies, you're supposed to You're supposed to stay with the shitty guy. Stay with the lazy guy. Stay with the indifferent guy. Stay with the insecure guy. Stay with the guy who needs therapy but isn't addressing his own thoughts and feelings. Stay with him and try to make him feel better. Just try, because that's your job. No, it's not. Not anymore. Women have redefined their jobs and they're making themselves their jobs. We're not perpetual mommies anymore. We're not adult women living adult lives and not parenting boys in 30-year-old bodies. Their problems are not our problems. That's right, Tony. Their dysfunction will not be our distraction. These maladaptive coping strategies only serve stagnancy. Nelly! Hello, my love. Welcome. Thank you, Nene. Thank you, my love. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Good morning. Well, good afternoon now. Good afternoon for me. For you, it's probably 5:10 p.m. 5:10 p.m. in your neck of the woods. Drew. Body count matters unless it's you, because I haven't gotten my piece yet. Body count matters to losers, Drew. Block. Unz, 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 unz. Unz, 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 unz. Snake time. Yes, it is. Unz, 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 unz. Oh, I'm gonna go see my friends tomorrow. Game night. Game night at my friend Melissa's. I'm not on the Facebook page, comma. What's the plan? Question mark. Uns, 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 uns. Hello, Dondra. Dondra, good morning, or good day, good afternoon. Jesus, I'm gonna go through all of them. Good day, good morning, good afternoon. Uns, 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 Cinco de Mayo. It's gotta be me. Hello. Am I cooking? Your apron is giving pottery vibes for some reason. I am reheating, so I don't cook. Except once a month I make chili for my man. Thank you, my love.
I don't cook, I reheat. I like that.
I don't cook, I reheat.
You just reheated Fahad. We cooked him yesterday, we reheated him today.
So guess what's at the post office? Your parcel is ready for pickup. My hair stuff. My big hair order.
Was that an echo? Could you hear yourself?
I did, yeah.
Yeah, it's you, Ripple. You're the problem.
It's because we have you on Bluetooth speaker.
Nene. Nene, for those of you who might be curious, is a metaphysical philosopher. Quit cooking after my divorce. Yeah, part of my unindoctrination and domestication. Love that. Undomestication. Yeah, I'm not domesticated.
There.
Uns, 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 uns. I am still wild. Asserting that body count doesn't matter. Body count does not matter as a point of fact for the people who practice logical thinking and stick to facts. Those people don't ask for a number to get the information they need from the people they're considering for a long-term relationship. People who practice logic and stick to facts know that you can sleep with one person one time, have an STD. So what's the point of asking your body count? We ask for testing. They know that somebody could have a low body count, be a massive douchebag. So we're not asking for a number. We're observing behaviors to get the facts about who they are.
To be clear, you know, those of you who think body count matters, that's subjective, right? There's no facts, there's no evidence to prove that it matters. But so you think that when we say it doesn't matter, it's also subjective, but it is objectively, it objectively doesn't matter because we have the facts to back that up. So caring about it, subjective. Not caring about it, objectively factual.
Feline, I want to ask you a question. Realize you forgot the pots. Oh no, Kurt, I want to ask you a question. Can you say yes so that I know you and I are conversing? Then I'm going to ask you a question, Kurt. Hey P, what did you want to say?
I just wanted to say body count does matter.
Loser. Bye. So what? Almost all men who are going to block this liar. Block, delete. That's all I read, by the way. Almost all men. And I just went block, delete, immediate. Hi, Therese. Because this guy's such a liar, he's going to speak for so many people he's never spoken to. Makes zero sense whatsoever.
Any way that sentence was going to end wasn't good. So it's fine. Hey, everybody.
Hi.
I was getting my hair braided this morning and I was just finishing up just as like 30-year-old guy was on here, and I'm like, my jaw went to the floor when I heard that guy talk. First of all, they rarely admit that insecurity is their thing. So that was kind of amazing off the bat. And the idea that, and yet, even though he admitted he was insecure, he still expected that to be our problem. That was wild.
Yeah. And just the fact that so many women thought it should be their problem is the other massive problem. Is the women who are like, oh no, as you know, the empathetic person in this relationship, I'm supposed to give you so much consideration and so much time to work through your stuff, and I'm supposed to suffer so much of your dysfunction because you're triggered. No. No more. Kurt, here's my question to you. Hi, Mike. My question to you, Kurt, is have you ever met somebody with a low body count who was a massive douchebag? Kurt, yes or no? Mike, what did you want to come say?
Everybody. I had a question. I love this community so much, and you guys are all so amazing, but I was wondering, is there another like live or another community that isn't just based on the body count doesn't matter debate?
Maybe Diane's in the evening.
Nice. Okay,
Yeah.
cool.
Yeah. I have this up here because I think I'm going to have this here for 365 days so I can say for a full year I had this prompt above my head and not a single person in opposition brought a fact or a science.
Oh, don't get me wrong.
There's a
it's
British
amazing.
guy named Lex who goes live, and sometimes he talks about this topic, but he talks about a myriad of other things as well. He's not a dating coach, but I think he's a therapist. Lex, he's from the UK. He holds daily lives, I believe, as well. And that he kind of opens up the topic a little bit, kind of lets people choose what they want to talk about. Body count is usually on the list of things, but there's other things too.
It's just I'm addicted. I really like it here, and the body count doesn't matter community that we got here is fantastic. But there's so much more to it that I just wanted to explore a little.
Yeah.
Read one of Chantal's books.
My lives are about energy healing work, so it's not really the same thing. Like occasionally I'll do a body count live, but are you looking for things about like the Patriot? Like what kind of lives are you looking for?
Mostly just you guys all seem like you're educators, and so far I've had definitely things that I was able to learn. So that's my main thing. So uh, right now I'm trying to get into meditation. It's something I was never really any good at, so I'm kind of learning about that. But yeah, just I really like this community, so I was just seeing what else was out there.
Yeah. I've seen Lex. I like his stuff.
And Sunday through Thursday evening, starting at 8:30 p.m. Eastern. So you're more than welcome to come.
I'll check it out.
Yeah. I'll miss you, Mike.
Yeah, I'll be here too. I got to get back to work though. I just I put you guys on in the background.
Good. Love that. You're not the only one. I'm white noise for several people. Teal, greetings, greetings. Fantastic. I wish she does. Yes. Yeah. That's
Luna
good.
is not as nice as Lex though, so just be prepared. Luna's like she's not nice to you if you're a misogynist guy and you come up and just like she has on her like little subscription, like what do you call them, like emojis or whatever. I'm sorry, this is like because she's so funny. Yeah, she's not patient and she does not coddle. So just like if you go up on her panel and you're a guy, just beware.
Lovelies. I'm going to do a book walkthrough and then I'm going to head out for lunch because I got to go to the post office. So I'm going to do that. I don't know if I will be back this afternoon or not. No promises. Emily, making my kids breakfast while I listen in. Emily with her twins. Love this. Therese is
Are you saying you're unable to make promises because of your high body count, Chantal? Is that what you're telling us? Have a great day, everyone.
my live stream count keeps me from having more live streams.
You can't engage with people anymore. You've engaged with too many people.
Yes, my conversation count has been exceeded. Now I'm going to make other people uncomfortable because I have a high conversation count. How are they going to cope?
Exactly.
They'll think my conversation count is oversaturated and have an inability to continue conversing somehow.
That's hilarious.
All
right, bye, y'all.
Bye, my lovelies. Maybe see you later, but definitely see you Monday. As always, I'm here Monday to Friday, 10 a.m. Eastern time for minimum 2 hours till bye. Guys, you can get my paperbacks on Amazon. I've got ebook bundle deals. My 2 audiobooks are No More Assholes and Fix That Shit. And there's a free book in the stack. I'll start with the freebie. Free book is Fake Love Need Not Apply, How to Identify and Remove Posers, Losers, Scammers, and Predators. No More Assholes is how you pick a long-term committed relationship by weeding out the wrong ones and only picking the right one. So here's No More Assholes in English, and here's No More Assholes in Spanish, and it's also an audiobook. You can get the audiobook through the link in my bio. After the first kiss, when you start a brand new relationship, do not sabotage it. Make sure you use this book to avoid common mistakes. You want Fix That Shit to help you unpack your emotional baggage instead of vomiting that into your relationship. So you got Fix That Shit for women and Fix That Shit for men. This is also going to help you resolve any conflicts that come your way. So fix the old shit, fix the new shit. Those of you who want to heal from past breakups or divorce, get yourself Comeback Queen if you're still in the pain of it. Men who want to heal from a breakup or divorce and select the right long-term partner, your book is the perfect play. Dating 101 is the dating book for teens so that we don't leave them in the dark. This is the book we should have read in sex ed. So let's give them what we should have received in order to avoid making the mistakes we made. Say yes to goodness, 10 steps for a complete and happy you. This is you evolving your happiness in 10 areas of your life. Have a good day, my love. Bye, Lori. Custom Made is career coaching, identifying and monetizing your purpose, passion, and talent. Glow Up Journal is a 60-day journey designed to increase your self-esteem by doing daily exercises and writing. Is your approach for girls only? No, everything I say goes both ways. So when I say who I did is not who I am, I'm also saying who you did is not who you are. Body count doesn't matter for anybody, no matter how high, no matter how low. The number is irrelevant. The facts are relevant. The facts about their physical safety is what you get when you ask for testing from the doctor. The facts about who they are and if they're a good fit is what you learn through observation over time. These workbooks have bonus material. So there is the No More Assholes workbook, Fix That Shit for Women workbook. Sounds good. Thank you, my love. And Fix That Shit for Men workbook. Nacho. You, Chantel. Thank you for sharing your knowledge. Have a great weekend. You too, my love. Thank you, lovelies. Don't forget to come back Monday to Friday, 10 a.m. Eastern Time. Diane, thank you. Emily, Nacho, Surfing, Krista. Tony, Reiko, Desiree, Caroline, Amber, Carla, Miyagi, Red Robot, Glass, Molly, Rose, Sarah, Saint, Tia Louise, M, Cameron Hill, Shane, Heather, Baby Girl, Chef Mecca, Manly TV, Scott, Senegal, Blondie, DJ Frizz. Thank you, my love, Caroline, Kyla, Nemo. See you soon, my loves.